This is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. It's Monday. You know, the draft is coming up soon. Thank goodness. Let's get, you know what? It's the draft is leading up to like almost Christmas. Let's just get it over with. Let's just get there. Can the 29th get here any faster? Because there's just so much garbage out there right now about who the Giants are going to take, who they should take, who they shouldn't take. And it's just like, okay, nobody knows who the Giants are going to do. I'm sure the Giants have a plan, but there's not a beat writer, there's not an analyst, there's not a YouTuber, there's no one that knows what's in Dave Gettleman and Joe Judge's mind. If the Tish and Mara are involved in the process, no one has any clue. And if you're sitting there and tell me you do have a clue, you're lying, and you're lying to yourself. That's why I don't do mock drafts. I'll do something closer, maybe the Monday before. Not really a mock draft, but like who I'd want the Giants to pick. But you don't know. It's an enigma wrapped in a riddle. You just don't know who the Giants are going to pick. But I did want to talk about media bias again in New York. And this time it's coming from our old buddy Mel Kiper. Mel Kiper just needs to drink a big bottle of shut the F up. Because he's never right. He likes to think he's always right. He's not me, who's always right. And I am just joking. And then he comes out with his hindsight 2020 opinions. And I love this one, that he would have Andrew Thomas would be the third highest rated offensive tackle in the 2021 draft. Okay. What the hell does that mean? And who the hell cares? He's not in the 2020 draft. Or excuse me, the 2021 draft. He's not there. So I don't care if he was going to be the third tackle in the draft. That and $1.50 won't even get you a cup of coffee at Wawa. Or 7-Eleven or Starbucks, wherever you want coffee from. So why would you even go out and say something like this? And saying that Sewell and Slater are better. Slater is is a tackle who is probably going to be moved to guard. So is Andrew Thomas better than Slater if they're both playing guard? I don't know what's going on with Sewell. I have no idea. But what does it matter? And then they put out the rankings, the Pro Football Focus rankings, and how Willis was at 77. You know, and even Jackson was at higher than Andrew Thomas at 52.0. And Andrew Thomas with his pass blocking rating was 47.4. Okay, ask me how these guys' careers are when it's 3-4 years down the road. I know you're looking for father, and topics. But this is one of the dumbest things that I've ever seen. And then they fail to mention that Thomas was dealing with an ankle injury. And as the season progressed, he performed better and even performed even additionally better when Will Hernandez went out and he was teamed with Shane Lemieux. He still had his hiccups. But I just think that sometimes sometimes media, especially ESPN and the NFL Network, they like just picking on the Giants. And I think this will always go back to when the Giants ruined Tom Brady's perfect season. I really do. I really do think that a lot of this bias is because of that. Because ESPN hyped that crap up so much. And then when the Giants had the audacity to ruin Bill Belichick and Tom Brady's perfect season, It's almost like the fact that the Giants just became the whipping boy for the NFL in reference to ESPN and the NFL Network. It's terrible. I don't get it. And this isn't the first time that Mel Kiper has gone after a Giant player or has gone after same thing with ESPN and all that. It's not the first time. But it's just getting more and more ridiculous as time goes by. Jason McCourty, of course, came in for a Giant visit, or is coming in for a Giant visit. Oh well, the Giants had him in for a visit. But, I don't know. 33 years old, of course, he's the brother of Devin. They played a couple seasons together in New England. He turns 34 I think he turns 34 in August. Good player. He did not have a good season last year. The Pro Football Focus had him at his worst coverage rating at 55%. I don't buy that. I don't buy that. If you watch the film, he did not have the greatest season. Prior to 2021, his Pro Football ranking was 74.1, and last year's past ranking was 54.7 in 12 games. Whatever. Can he help the Giants? Sure. Does he have the ability to fit a flexibility in reference to Patrick Graham's multiple set system? Yes. Is he the consummate professional that could come in? Yes, 100%. Is he a guy that we could use on the team even after signing Adoree Jackson? I think so. Is he going to be a make or break cog in the 2021 Giant machine? No. If anything, he's going to be a third or fourth corner. Excuse me. His best days are behind him. That's just plain and simple. His play took a sizable dip in 2020. Age catches up to everyone, except for me, of course, because I'll always be awesome. But age does. Age is a killer. Age, once age starts taking away your speed and your reflexes, there's not much left, especially if you're playing the corner position where speed and reflexes are at a necessity. But if you're bringing him in to be a depth piece, now I don't know if in his mind, if in McCourty's mind, that he is a full-time starter still. I don't know at 34 years old in August. I don't know if he still thinks he is. But if you watched him, he's not. But if you're bringing him in to be a piece of Patrick Graham's system, I think he'd be a good fit. I think he'd be an interesting fit. I don't know how we would squeeze him in cap-wise. And I just think it's funny that the people that want to bring him in are the same people that don't want to draft Patrick Surtain. That makes me laugh. I don't know why that makes me laugh. That just makes me laugh. If you brought him in, I don't want him to be playing safety. Because we have enough safeties. We have enough safety / linebackers to fill two teams. I don't need that. And I don't need him taking snaps away from Darnay Holmes. Because we have to figure out what we have, because Holmes is going to be the future. And I don't want him taking snaps away from Xavier McKinney. But if you're bringing him in as a backup and as a slot guy, potentially a slot guy, I could see it. Yes, I would say, go for it. Do what you got to do. Bring him in. But you got to bring him in on the cheap. If there is an opportunity to bring him in potentially like at a league veteran minimum, I would say do that. But I'm not going to overspend for McCourty to have another Joe Judge connection. Joe Judge is the only coach I know that has all these Judge guys, and Joe Judge has never won anything. He's won on teams as a special teams guy, but he's not Parcells. He's not Belichick. He's not Coughlin. He's not these people that had, he's not these head coaches that had their guys. Pepper Johnson followed Bill Parcells, everywhere he went. Carl Banks went with, the Belichick. You had your guys. I just hope, like I said, he's got the talent to come in and to be a positional player in situational defenses. I am fine with that. I am happy with that. I think that would work out well. Don't forget NFL Talk from across the pond and back. The podcast, the new one launched today. It's actually a pretty good show today. Oh, yeah. Today was good. It was interesting. We talk about the Washington football team. We talk about the Jaguars moving to the UK. We talk about a whole bunch of stuff that we probably shouldn't have talked about. And also, don't forget, I will be on Pat's Talking Sports Monday night here at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Big Pat talking sports. Good show. We talk an hour about Giant football, of course. It's always fun. I'm very appreciative for Pat having me on. And, let's just get this draft over sooner or later, because honestly, I think it's time. And let's get this season, let's get this ball rolling, and let's get this team built and see where we can go into the playoffs. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you can subscribe, if you ring that bell, you know what it means, that'd be awesome.